adept, polarizing, connecting with infinite intelligence. We begin with the mental learned teachings necessary for contact with intelligent infinity. The prerequisite of mental work is the ability to retain silence of self at a steady state when required by the self. The mind must be open like a door. The key is silence. Within the door lies an hierarchical construction you may liken unto geography, and in some ways geometry, for the hierarchy is quite regular, bearing interrelationships. To begin, master the concept of mental discipline. It is necessary to examine the self. The polarity of your dimension must be internalized. Where you find patience within your mind, you must consciously find the corresponding impatience, and vice versa. Each thought that a being has in its turn an antithesis. The disciplines of the mind involved, first of all, identifying both those things of which you approve and those things of which you disapprove within yourself, and then balancing each and every positive and negative charge with its equal. The mind contains all things. Therefore, you must discover this completeness within yourself. The second mental discipline is acceptance of the completeness within your consciousness. It is not for being a polarity in a physical consciousness to pick and choose among attributes, thus building the roles that cause blockages and confusions in the already distorted mind complex. Each acceptance smooths part of the many distortions that the facility you call judgment engenders. The third discipline of the mind is a repetition of the first, but with the gaze outward towards the fellow entities that it meets. In each entity there exists completeness. Thus, the ability to understand each balance is necessary. When you view patience, you're responsible for mirroring in your mental understanding patience, impatience. When you view impatience, it is necessary for you in your mental configuration of understanding to be impatient, patient. We use this as a simple example. Most configurations of mind have many facets. An understanding of either self polarities or what you would call other self polarities can and must be understood as subtle work. The next step is the acceptance of the other self's polarities, which mirrors the second step. These are the first 4 steps of learning mental discipline. The 5th step involves observing the geographical and geometrical relationships relationships and ratios of the mind, the other mind, the mass mind, and the infinite mind. The second area of learned teaching is the study, understanding of the body complexes. It is necessary to know your body well. This is a matter of using the mind to examine how the feelings, the biases, what you would call the emotions, affect various portions of the body complex. It shall be necessary to both understand the bodily polarities and to accept them, repeating in a chemical, physical manifestation the work you have done upon the mind, bethinking the consciousness. The body is a creature of the mind's creation. It has its biases. The biological bias must be firstly completely understood, and then the opposite bias allowed to find full expression in understanding. Again, the process of acceptance of the body as a balanced as well as polarized individual may then be accomplished. It is then the task to extend this understanding to the bodies of the other selves whom you will meet. The simplest example of this is the understanding that each biological male is female. Each biological female is male. This is a simple example. However, in almost every case wherein you are attempting the understanding of the body of self or other self, you will again find that the most subtle discernment is necessary in order to fully grasp the polarity complexes involved. The use of will, acceptance of self, forgiveness of self, and the direction of the will. This is the path towards the disciplined personality. Your facility of will is that which is powerful within you as co-creator. Thus, it must be carefully used and directed in service to others for those upon the positively oriented path. The second density concept of serving includes the serving of those associated with the tribe or pack. This is not seen in the second density as separation of self and other self. All is seen as self, since in some forms of second density entities, if the tribe or pack becomes weakened, so does the entity within the tribe or pack. The new or initial third density entity has this innocent bias or distortion towards viewing those in the family, the society, and country as self. Thus, the break becomes apparent when the entity perceives other selves as other selves and consciously determines to manipulate other selves for the benefit of the self. This is the beginning of the road to the negative polarity, service to self. that said, peace be with thee, my sisters and brothers. Be in peace. Peace. In the love and the light of our one infinite Creator, all is one.